Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 006824 State versus Marco Antonio Marino. Can I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Christine Brown on behalf of Marco Antonio Moreno.
And are you Mr. Marino?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea in this case to count one of no contest on May 27th. According to your plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. The state is opposed to your application, and there's registration and no contact with the complainant. And there was a PSI that was completed in this case. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes.
Any objections?
The defense objects on page 3 where restitution is discussed. If you were to look at the plea bargain paperwork, restitution was never something that was brought forward by the state. It was not a term of the agreement. There has also been some concern as to the documentation supporting what is proposed as $4,000 as restitution for certain medical expenses. And I have been in communication with probation officer Gloria Medina yesterday morning, who called me telling me that no documentation was provided to her to substantiate that restitution amount. Yesterday, I filed a motion requesting a restitution hearing. As we all know, Odyssey is down and so is e-filing, so it has yet to be accepted. But that is something that we are requesting if that is something that this court still wants to consider.
All right. Well, unless the court receives adequate documentation of restitution, then there's not going to be restitution. So, state, do you have any itemized billing?
Your Honor, I have not had a chance to speak with our witnesses regarding the restitution. As defense counsel said, I didn't get the motion for restitution.
So if both
I
parties,
just served you, but I understand it has yet to be accepted by the court.
all right, so if both parties are in agreement, we can go forward with the PSI, and with regards to restitution, that can be determined at a later date if there is any restitution.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are both parties in agreement with that?
Yes, we're in agreement.
All right, so the state is opposed. State, do you have any witnesses?
Your Honor, no, we do not have any witnesses, just arguing.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
Yes, the defense called Dalia defendees.
All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up because the court reporter is taking down everything, okay?
Yes.
All right, if you'll state your name for the record.
Dalia defendees.
All right, does she need spelling? Yes, please.
It is Hidalia. Last name is Resbendiz.
All right, you may proceed, counsel.
Ms. Defendees, what is your relationship to Marco Moreno?
Marco Moreno is my brother.
And are you his older sister or younger sister?
Older.
And how would you describe your relationship with Marco?
I would describe it as a really good relationship.
And what examples could you give of how you have a really good relationship?
We would talk in the phone even if we didn't see each other very often. But even when I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, we would call from time to time. We would just text to see how we were doing. And after we moved here, on weekends, most of the weekends, we would meet up at my mother's house and just to visit, sit there, talk, and just hang out at my mom's house.
So where is your mother's house?
She lives in 2618 West Trail.
All right, what city?
San Antonio.
And what is your relationship to the victim in this case?
To the victim in this case, she was, I considered her like my step niece.
And why would you say step niece?
Because I felt like sometimes she opened up to me and I saw her like that, like a niece.
All right. And so how often would you interact with this family, including your brother and the victim in this case?
From time to time, maybe once a month. My brother was more often, and as well as his children, but with with the victim in this case would be from time to time, every now and then, even when I lived in Georgia, sometimes I would text her.
I'm sorry, could you keep your voice up just a little bit for me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you may proceed.
Yes.
And so what was the extent of your interactions with the victim and her family while this case was pending?
Well, I went to visit probably twice. Once, it was almost after my brother Marco Moreno was arrested.
And what were your observations during those times?
My observations, well, within the home was filthy. The home was filthy and
How would you
Your Honor, I'm
describe
gonna
that?
object to relevance.
Judge, may I respond?
Yes.
So the Article 42A102 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure allows a judge to place a defendant on deferred adjudication for this offense. But what must be considered is that this would be in the best interest of the victim. We are going into a discussion that we believe would assist the court in making that determination.
All right, the objection would be overruled.
yes, the home was dirty. It was messy. That's what I noticed.
What do you mean by dirty or messy?
There was things all over the place, including the floor, the table. There was hardly anywhere to sit.
And what do you mean by hardly anywhere to sit?
There was things all over the place, all over, like, items.
How many children were in that home?
From what I saw, it was my niece and nephew,
How old are they?
6 and 9.
And who else was in that home the last time you were there?
There was a man that opened the door, or he opened the door, and then when he saw us, he shut the door, immediately shut the door. And so I don't know. I've never seen him.
So after that interaction with that man, what happened?
After that interaction, well, he shut the door, and then we continued knocking until the victim's mother came to open the door.
All right. And then without saying names, how did that interaction proceed from there?
Well, that interaction proceeded where
Well, what did you learn from that interaction?
the victim's mother was saying that
Objection to this
saying
Sustain.
she was saying
Excuse me,
Counseling.
You're not allowed to repeat what other people have said. All right. So when either party makes an objection, I'm going to make a ruling. If you don't understand my ruling, just let me know. You can say, do I still continue to answer or not? Okay.
Yes,
No, no problem. So in that situation, you're not allowed to say what anyone said. You understand?
yes.
All right. So that objection will be sustained.
So without going into what anyone has said or told you, what was your understanding of the family dynamics based on your observations and interactions?
Family dynamics to me is it's I don't feel like it's a good situation there.
Why is it not a good situation there?
Based from what I saw, I feel that no children should be staying in a filthy house.
And to your knowledge, who was supervising these children, to include the victim in this?
To my knowledge, a lot of times the victim was supervising the children.
And how old is the victim?
The victim, now she is 16.
How old was she when you had personal knowledge or observations of this?
She must have been about 14, 15 years old.
And just to be clear, how long have you known the victim?
It has been probably 6 to 7 years.
Right. So I want to talk more about your brother. What assurances could you provide this court if his application for deferred adjudication were approved that he has a foundation to be successful on deferred adjudication?
Well, I would, on my behalf, I would call him and go to where he would be staying. I would call him and make sure that he is following up and keep track of his, if he has any appointments with his officers or anything, I would keep up with that, find out, put it on my calendar if I have to, give him a call. And if I'm able to, I'll take him myself because I want him to succeed and I know he will.
Okay.
And where would he be staying if he were released?
He will be staying at my mother's house at 2618 Fitzgerald, here in San Antonio.
And what more would you like the court to know with regard to his application?
I know he is, I know he will, I know he's learned his lesson. I know he's a hard worker. And, he has a lot of support at home. He does. He has a lot of support. We will all keep an eye on them and make sure that he follows through. And I know he will.
Okay.
Nothing further.
All right, State.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, good morning.
Good morning.
Ms. Horrendous. So you're the defendant's sister?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And his older sister, do you have any children of your own?
Yes, I do.
What are their ages?
They range anywhere from 22 to 36. 37, sorry.
Do you have any grandchildren?
Yes, I do. I have 6 grandchildren, 1 great grandchild.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are the age ranges for the 6 grandchildren?
The ages are almost a 2-year-old all the way to a 21-year-old.
And what about your great grandchild?
He's 3.
3?
Yes.
And I think you said he's a little boy.
Yes.
All right. And I want to talk about your today. How do you know about, or what do you know of this offense? What do you think happened?
What do I think happened? I think I'm gonna be 100% honest. I feel like they wanted to get him out of the house so he doesn't have contact with the children.
So you don't believe he did this at all?
Yes.
And so then you, not believing that he did this at all, you wouldn't have any concerns about bringing your children, grandchildren,
No.
great-grandchild around him? Okay. Any further questions, Your Honor?
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, just briefly.
Sure.
And Mr. Zendes, I understand that this may be a very difficult question for me to ask, but it relates to what the state has asked you. As it pertains to child abuse and the topic of child sexual abuse, what personal experiences have you had?
Objection to relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Can you proceed?
Yes, you can proceed.
I have personally, my oldest daughter, when she was 13, she was beat and abused, sexually abused. So for me, if I knew my brother was guilty, I wouldn't have supported him because I know how that feels.
So here's the thing. I want to thank you so much for giving me some insight into your brother. And I understand that sometimes when relatives come to testify, people want them to say that they believe this is true, right? And if you don't believe it's true, that's fine. And I'm not going to hold it against your brother that you don't believe it's true.
Right.
So I want you to know that when people come and testify, all I want them to do is tell the truth.
Yes.
And when you tell the truth, it doesn't negatively impact your brother. So the fact that you don't believe that he didn't commit this offense, that's not going to negatively impact him. I'm just trying to get some insight about him through the witnesses that are called so that I can make an appropriate decision in this case. Okay.
Yes. Ma'am.
All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing further.
Anything else? All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. Next witness.
Yes, at this time, the defense calls Juan Moreno to testify.
All right. Could we let me just take a short recess so I can take up a couple of more cases and then I'll continue.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Hello. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Juan Manuel Moreno.
All right. And I'm assuming you're his brother?
Yes.
You all look exactly alike.
Yeah.
All right. You may proceed, counsel.
So you stated to Judge just now you are Marco Moreno's brother. Are you his younger brother or his older brother?
Older brother.
And how would you describe your relationship with Marco?
Oh, it's a pretty good relationship, pretty close.
How long would you say you've been close in your adult life?
In adult life, pretty much more. All of our adult lives. And sometimes we don't communicate for weeks, but he's busy with his family, I'm busy with my family, and then we have get-togethers, and it's always been good.
And so in the time that you've known Marco, specifically in your adult life, what do you know of his work history?
Well, his last couple of jobs, I know he's lasted about 7 to 8 years on each one.
All right. And to your personal knowledge, where was he employed at those 8-year periods or 7-year periods?
Let's pass he was working for a pharmaceutical delivery. And then before that, it was Walmart.
And what was he doing at Walmart?
I think he was a stocker.
To your personal knowledge, was he working at the time of his arrest?
Yes.
And so what kind of work would you expect to see Marco pursue if he were released and he was granted deferred adjudication by the court?
I would imagine he would pursue the same type of work he was doing, delivery driver.
And what assurances can you provide the court as Marco's brother that he will comply with the terms and conditions of deferred adjudication if that is granted?
I'm pretty sure, knowing him, I'm pretty sure he will comply to whatever the court dictates for him to do. I'm confident he is responsible.
And how is he responsible? What examples could you provide?
Well, those are compliance with the law and with family and his children.
And how many children does he have?
He has 2.
All right. And what more would you like the court to know as it considers Marco's application for deferred adjudication?
I would like to tell the court that if he was to be under that condition, that he has the full support of all of us, myself, my brothers, and my sister, my mother, and also to this day, I trust him. I have always trusted him with my daughters. He's, I think he was the favorite uncle, and since they were babies till now, they're full-grown women.
How old are they now?
26, 30, 31, and 32.
Thank you, Your Honor. I pass the case.
All right. Yes.
Good morning, Mr. Moreno. So I did want to ask you a couple questions. You said your daughter, you have how many daughters?
3.
3 daughters. And correct me if I'm wrong, you said they were all over 25.
Yes.
Okay. Do they have any grandchildren?
Yes,
Or do you have any?
I have grandchildren. I have there's so many because I have stepkids also. So altogether I have 11.
Okay, so 11 grandchildren. What ages do they range from?
I'm 23 to 2.
To 2? Okay, so little ones as well. And you said something earlier. You said you trust him with your daughters.
Yes.
Okay. And you trust him with your grandchildren? And what do you know about the charges that we're here for today? Not if they're true, but what do you know about them?
Well, I know he was accused of doing something to the victim, but I don't know if it's true or not.
And that's not what I'm asking. I'm just simply asking what you know about the charges. So you said he was accused of doing something to the victim. What is your understanding of what he did to the victim?
What I understand is that she was Such inappropriate.
Do you know for how long?
No.
Would it surprise you to know that it occurred from the time she was 5 until she was 14?
It was,
And I'm just asking because you said earlier that your brother is responsible because he's complied with the law, but you would agree with me that if he's violating a child from the ages of 5 to 14, that's not complying with the law, right?
of course.
And knowing that those are the charges that we're here for today, you still trust them with your children and your grandchildren. So you would still let them hang out.
All right. Thank you so much for coming down. I want to let you know that I just want people to be honest when they're testifying. So there is nothing in your testimony that, hurts your brother. You're just coming down to testify and give the court insight into him. So I appreciate you're giving me some insight into your brother. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other witnesses?
No, sir.
And Your Honor, before we do continue, the state did receive the victim impact statement from the complainant. Pursuant to Article 56A157, it was supposed to be with the court and to be considered by the court before sentencing. So the state would tender that pending any objection from defense.
No objection. It's been disclosed.
All right. The court has reviewed the statement. All right. So here's the thing, sir. The state has offered you a cap of 12. That's their offer. So somebody should explain to the court why I should accept this offer, because the charge is aggravated sexual assault of a child. State, you're saying that this happened over years, many years. So why should,
If I may.
yes.
It was originally continuous sexual assault, and then it
Yes.
led to just one count.
Yes. So they just pled to one count. So people want me to review the victim impact statement and review all of this. So my question is, why should I be following an agreement of a cap of 12 when I'm assuming, state, you're saying that this is a horrendous offense that has occurred? So why should I follow a cap of 12?
It is, Your Honor, and we have spoken with the complainant and with her family. And given the assurances of trial and given the fact that the complainant would have to relive her testimony and everything that happened to her while testifying on the stand, this was the agreement that the family, the state, and defense all came to.
And how old is the complainant now?
The complainant now, I believe, is 16 years old.
All right, because the victim impact statement that has been given to the court to review says that it appears that the complainant feels partially that this is her fault because you have other siblings or talking about they want their father back. So I've been handed something that it appears that the complainant is feeling the pressure that this is somehow her fault. So she's going to be 16.
And Judge, if
Yes.
we may interject.
Yes.
Regarding this plea, it involved multiple conversations, extensive review of the evidence. This court approved an investigator to assist in reviewing that evidence. And if you look at the report, indeed, it is voluminous. There are many allegations here, but there have been some that were demonstrated to be unsubstantiated, and that was also taken into account during negotiations.
All right. Anything else, State?
No, just that we have spoken with the complainant, and I understand what the court is saying, how the complainant in that statement may be saying that she's feeling pressure, but the state did speak to her by herself and did go over this offer with her and with her family, and this is what they would like, and this is what the state believes is appropriate.
All right, Mr. Moreno, your attorney has done extensive work on this case for you. She's done a great job from what I can see. The witnesses that she was able to obtain on your behalf, and the offer that she was able to negotiate to limit your liability, because on an aggravated sexual assault of a child, your liability really is 5 to 99 years or life in prison. And on the continuous sexual abuse of a child, your liability is a minimum 25. And if on a continuous sexual abuse of a child case, if you're giving 25 years, you do 25 years. There is no 2 for 1 or good time, or there's none of that. There is no parole. So your attorney did excellent work to have this moved from continuous to aggravated sexual assault of child and to a cap of 12 years. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will sentence you to 12 years in the prison. There's to be Chapter 62 compliance. There's to be no contact with the complainant or any minors. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. You get credit for any time served, and there's to be no residing with minors. And let me see. All right, Mr. Moreno, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.